What's up, fam? Extraordinary Life with Elijah. Now, I promise you that not every video that I'm gonna make is gonna be in the crawl space of some building, but a huge part of where these videos came from started in this space, the crawl space. It's so true that you have to crawl before you walk, and you have to walk before you run before you sprint. But I love that I've been able to spend so much time with God in this space, the crawl space, spending time in the darkness and praying into the foundations that structures above me are built upon. That I have to come back to this place in order to record the story, to lay the foundations of what we're doing together in moving forward and building upwards upon it. In today's video, my brother Zachary is my extra and I am the ordinary. Zachary, when you saw the vision video that I sent to you announcing that Extraordinary Life with Elijah was finally launching, you sent me some of the best texts ever. Amongst them, you sent a picture where you said, "I was wondering if the aqua blue futon chair is like the one that I just sent you a picture of." I had this chair for about 2 years in my office space. And then when I asked you what you had done in that chair, you said that you would pray and prophesy in that chair almost every day after work. In my video, I forgot to say that when I had the vision from Jesus that there was a beanbag that I was supposed to get that was filled with millions and millions of dollars of cash. But then he highlighted this chair and said, "Buy that one." I thought, how are you gonna stuff cash in that? It's not a bag. That over time, as I prayed with him and I asked him about that he said, by sitting in that chair and praying and prophesying into the darkness with me, you're building up the resources necessary to move forward into all that I have for you. It was a process of building resources with God into a seat of ruling in a crawl space. But at the exact same time that I was sitting in the dark under my house in a crawl space, you were sitting in your aqua blue chair, praying and prophesying in the walk and run space with God. In the marketplace, that every day after work, you would sit in your chair, pray and prophesy with Jesus. And you said in your text that you had some really amazing times in that chair. I want to honor you as my older brother, that you've always had my best in mind, that you always fought for me before I ever even knew who you were. I remember at the hospital that there's a picture of you that when you came to see me for the first time, that there's the safety glass with the crisscross wires through it on the old nurseries. And there's that picture of you with mom, and you saw me in the nursery and right away you started feeling all over the glass trying to see how you could break through to get to me. And you said to mom and dad, "Open it. Open it." How do you open it? That you were trying to break through to get to me out of the deep love of your heart, and that God planted those seeds of love in you towards me before I was even aware that there was a you. And so likewise, in this journey that I'm on, our Father in heaven has been releasing resources to me through you as you labored well and faithfully in your chair, breaking through to my life with resources before I ever even knew that I had them. I am sitting in an incredibly rich chair as a result of an inheritance that has come to me through our Father, through you. One of the other beautiful things that you encourage me with is set me free. It's going to be a part of the vision and the culture of this channel moving forward, is that you said, continue. Continue as you are. Continue raw and unedited. Father is looking for your perfect heart, not a perfect video. You're doing a great job. Keep it up. Again, you had no idea yet what you were speaking to, that God had so many videos for me to make in moving forward in this season, that freeing me from the crushing pressure of having to feel like I have to produce perfect videos to be successful in this platform, freed me to run with great endurance and effectiveness. Fam, what this reminds me of so much is the righteous telling of the prodigal son, that in the parable of the prodigal that Jesus tells of a father who has two sons, a younger son and an older son. And the younger son says, "Father, you are worth more to me dead than you are alive." He asks for his inheritance before his father dies. And his father says, "Granted." Now, something that I haven't caught for years in this story is that it says that at that time, because of his younger son's request, he divides the inheritance between both sons at that time. The younger son leaves, squanders all of his wealth, and comes back. The father restores him, but the older brother refuses to come into the house to celebrate. Instead, he sulks off in the field, pouts, whines, and heaps greater disgrace upon his father by causing his father to come out of the house to beg with him to come into the house to celebrate. What I celebrate about my father, Roger Joseph, and my brothers, Zachary, Adam, Scheidler, is that both of them have revealed a true and righteous testimony to me of what the kingdom of heaven looks like. My father has given me such an inheritance and the ability to be able to see the extra within the ordinary. And my entire life has been a process of my older brother, Zachary, breaking through to bless my life with resources, with strength, with relationship, with encouragement, to see me succeed at every turn. He let me live with him in Billings while I was going to college for over a year and a half and never charged me rent. I don't even think we even talked about whether or not I could or should live at his house. I just moved in and he continued to stay at my parents' place while I slept in his house. He gave me his car to be able to drive to college, and after I would get done with college, I would go to his place of work and pick him up to take him home after he had waited after work at his place of work to get picked up in his car to be taken home to my mother and father's house. And he never charged me a dime for using his car. On top of it, he bought me my first car, which I paid him back for. But then on my birthday, he completely pimped out my ride, put 17-inch wheels on it, tinted the windows, installed a huge sound system in it. My brother has been breaking through with opulent, generous resources in my life since the day that I was born. He was trying to break through the nursery glass window to get to me on the day that he met me. And so also, now that I'm launching on this adventure of extraordinary life with Elijah, that he, in God, through a very supernatural, unsearchable moment, was building resources into the seat of my ruling within this expression long before I ever got to this place. This is such a faithful and true testimony of my older brother, Jesus, that my Father has given me an inheritance in heaven long before the end of all things. And my older brother, Jesus, is serving at home with the Father to release resources into my life, to propel me forward into the world, to pursue every person of my Father's house that has not yet come in to celebrate with our family. In this family, we know how to celebrate. You're gonna find out more of what that means. But celebration within the family of God propels the testimony of family forward so much faster than the nitty-gritty competing out in the field. I work 7 times harder than you, 7 days a week. I'm faithful. I deprive myself. Celebration in the Father's house, celebration as family, is more effective in propagating the honor and the great character of our Father than any other action possible. And so not only does my older brother, Jesus, agree with the Father that we should celebrate on the day that I returned to my Father, but Jesus was preparing a place for me in my Father's house as my Father ran out to reconcile with me, such that when the Father and I returned to the house, Jesus already had the room prepared, the fattened calf butchered, and baby, it was bumping up in the house of heaven. No older brother out in the field pouting and sulking such that the Father had to go out and beg him to come in. No, Jesus prepared the place for us to be with him where he was, and he got the party started. At the wedding feast of the Lamb, it's Jesus who's serving us up the red meat and the red wine. That's my older brother. He's so beautiful. He's so generous that out of the overflow of the inheritance that he has on his side that he retained, and I lost mine. I lost all of my inheritance, God, that all of sin and fallen short of the glory, that I just blew it. But that when I came back to the Father, Jesus, out of the fullness of his inheritance from the Father, said, I restore all things to Elijah to resource him to go back out into the world to serve our Father's heart, to represent me as I am. Elijah, I trust you with all of the resources of our family's inheritance. So here in these first 2 videos of establishing extraordinary life with Elijah, serving to please my Father's heart through the exercise of my gifts to impart grace to you to know him more, I wanted to honor my father, Roger Joseph Scheidler, and my Father in heaven, and my older brother, Zachary Adam Scheidler, and Jesus, my Lord and Savior, as I, the younger son, the younger brother, kick out of the gates to pursue every single one of you on the face of the earth. All of the resources of heaven are behind me to pursue you and to break through. I'm gonna break through. I'm knocking. I'm coming for you. I love you, and I'm gonna connect with you. And how I know that I'm gonna get it done is that all the resources of my older brother, all the resources of my father are mine. I am an incredibly rich man. The place that I sit in is massively resourced, and by no effort of my own. It's all a gift, it's all grace, but massive riches of inheritance are included within the seat that I sit in. Heaven is breaking through, my friends, and we are going to build incredibly strong family in this process. If you subscribe to what I'm doing, hit the button. Hit it and then get it. Hit the bell as well so you get notified when there's new content posted. And if you loved this video, you didn't like it, you loved it, hit the thumbs down button. Blessings on your day. I love you guys lots, and I'll see you in the next video.